Kenny Say What says, how did your fascination with animation begin?
Yeah, and the world, too, also wants to know that same question. Apparently, they want to know why we're here.
Why are we here? Well, I've always liked animated films ever since I was a little kid, so I loved them, and I just was always really fascinated about Disney. I always saw them the second day they came out, because I saw them on the Saturday after with my dad. And it was just, I just love the songs and I love the feeling when I watch the film. So it just made me really happy. And then as I got older and went into junior high, high school, it never left. I still had that passion, and I was the Disney girl, and I would quote songs and, you know, had 500 songs on my iPod. And, you know, that was just me. And so I've kind of always kept it, because to me, even though I liked them when I was a kid, I don't strictly categorize them as kid stuff. I still like them and I still find enjoyment out of them.
Mm-hmm. I'm basically the same thing. I've had the same story growing up, just everything about it. I love the music as well, and so it was just so much fun. Like, Disney and animation stuff is just fun, so that's why I like it. Nick V asks, what was the first animated film you saw on the big screen?
The one I actually remember, like, have a memory of is seeing Aladdin at the Dollar Theaters with my dad.
Really? I remember seeing Beauty and the Beast.
Cool. Movie Makes 01 says, when will Disney go back to hand-drawn animation? I would like to see more of it.
Your guess is as good as ours.
Blank 38 says, I rotoscope.
That's not a question.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Is it really?
Yeah, well, he said that on our Tangled episode. He was like, he said the wrong word, and he was like, I rotoscope, and he meant to say, I like the... I don't remember, but it's a joke. He said the wrong thing. Anyway, you think Disney could have done some things differently with some of their princess films? Something you weren't impressed with story-wise or setting? So, which films could they have improved?
I think Pocahontas. That's just the one that came to my mind, but I think that you would disagree with me. But
well, I like Pocahontas, but they did change history very significantly.
No.
Which is cool. I mean, they do that all the time, but it just didn't come off right.
Yeah. That's the only one that I can really think of at the moment.
See, I think Pocahontas, they had so much potential there, and they just kind of toned it down a little bit to make it too kiddie. That could have been a very mature film and very kind of dark in a way, and that would have been really cool to see. Other princess films, like, I like them. I don't really have problems with any of them currently.
Oh, A Princess and the Frog. That was too dark for me.
Oh.
I just don't like voodoo.
Yeah.
G-Max Theo wants to know which is our favorite princess and why, and then also what is our favorite soundtrack. I'm going to say Aurora. Because,
you took mine!
Well, because it was... First, why is because she had great hair.
Oh, yes.
And when you're young, it's all about the hair. Like, that's how you relate to the princesses. Also, my favorite film as far as soundtrack goes, I'm going to say The Lion King was my jam back in the day.
Nice.
Like, that was pretty awesome. But then later on, I ended up watching The Hunchback, and I have such respect for Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz. And when you're not a kid and you watch that, you have a lot more respect for the movie itself. Like, you're like, this is really good. So
I love Aurora too, or Briar Rose, whatever you want to call her. But she's just really pretty. She's beautiful. She was born, with the fairies giving her the gift of beauty, the gift of song. I just feel that she's very classy in how she behaves and how she acts. So I really like that. Cinderella too. Also very classy princess. I like these classy girls,
Yeah, me too.
Very old-fashioned and refined, and she's very sweet, and yeah, she may be a bit naive, whatever, but if you were stuck in a cottage for 16 years with your aunts, you can't blame her. So, anyways, I love Aurora. Anyways, I also really like the Little Mermaid soundtrack. Even when you're listening to the orchestral version of it, and like the other soundtracks without words, you know exactly where in the movie that song is playing, which is really cool.
Also love that one. We've got Lucky Sailor Star wants to know what books would you like to see Disney make into animated features? I don't know. The books that I've been reading lately have been like Uncle Tom's Cabin and The Scarlet Letter and like things that I just don't think would work really well in animation.
I think it would be so incredible if they made a Pride and Prejudice animated film. Somehow modified it, and it's kind of a long, lengthy story, but it'd be kind of cool.
It would be kind of cool.
I mean, there wouldn't be like kooky side characters or animals, but That'd be a bit more serious, but I would love to see an animated Pride
Or
and Prejudice.
even like Emma would be really cool. That would be cool.
Another one from Tall Kevin 01. The industry we love has seen stunning job loss since 2011 in film, gaming, and visual effects. From a businessing/marketing perspective, what can be done to improve it?
Well, since we are the experts here.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. I think that markets do this all the time, though. Like, you know, when things get too crowded, you get more people into any market. You know, it's got to come down at some point. You know, and there's the people who are really good at what they do, and especially in the entertainment industry, if they focus and they have the tenacity to keep going no matter what, they're going to find a place for themselves. And if they're creative and ambitious and just want it in there, nothing can really stop you from doing what you really want to do. So I don't really see that as being a big problem. I think it is more of like a giant filter. So the people who don't actually want to be there, who don't actually have that drive and passion for it, they'll end up finding something that they have more passion for.
Yeah, I think with visual effects and film and some of these industries that can be commoditized in a way, I know it is art, but for a lot of these things, you can outsource the visual effects work overseas. And that's just the nature of the global market that we live in. So I think the best way to fight this for American studios and Canadian studios or any studio is to make sure that your work is so above and beyond everything else that studios are going to be willing to pay the top dollar or just more, you know, pay more for you than for some studio just off, you know, that's being outsourced with lesser quality work. So if you're able to maintain high quality work, then the work will keep coming because there will be people who will be willing to pay for it. What is your favorite film and why? And how did you all meet up?
Well, first off, Morgan and I were never friends.
When we first met each other.
Yeah, we weren't friends at all. We actually didn't quite get along, did we?
No, not at all.
No.